Okay, guys, welcome to Market Moves, where we cut through the headlines and get through the truth of today's real estate market. I'm Matt Justin, your host, real estate attorney, broker, investor, and the Mustang lawyer. Today's conversation is packed with rising interest rate, commission lawsuit, which is always fun, inventory shifts, and what it all means for the buyers, the sellers, and the agents that are out there. So joining me is a lovely local lender. Arlene, please introduce yourself.
My name is Arlene Forrester. I've been a loan officer since 1999, so I've been doing this for quite a while. Company I work for is Coast to Coast Mortgage.
1999. So you've seen a lot of interest rate change. You've seen a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
Um, Second, we have a new home construction specialist. Gerald, please introduce yourself.
Yes, my name's Gerald Bowman. I have been licensed realtor since 2011. I'm a licensed real estate broker as well. Um, I sell new construction homes for a large beer builder in the area. And I've been in the new construction space for a little bit over 4 years now.
Love it, love it. And last but not least, Angela, tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Angela Julian. I am a real estate agent with Charles Ruttenberg Realty. I have been licensed since 2014, but I've been in the real estate industry since 2002. So I wear a lot of hats and bring a lot of experience.
Uh, you You've seen all that lovely, what is that movie? Big Short. You've seen that whole thing happen. So Big Short talks about the market crashing and then all the other stuff that's going on with the mortgage rate and the listing agent. So you were there.
I was there, yes, absolutely.
Nice, nice. Okay. Let's get started, Arlene, with the big elephant in the room, interest rates. So what are the buyers facing right now in Florida when it comes to like interest rates and how
Okay.
or
So what buyers are facing right now is lack of affordable homes, high interest rate, student loan debt, competing with multiple offers, and not enough money for down payment and closing costs.
what's the average interest rate you're seeing?
Correct.
No, I said, what is the average that you're seeing as far as like the interest rate? Like, is that somewhere around like,
Average interest rate is between about 6.75 to 7.25. But let's talk about how lenders determine interest rate. Interest rate is based on loan amount, credit score, loan to value. And it costs a little bit more when you are purchasing a condo as to purchasing a single family home.
that you? So what's the lowest versus the highest you've seen, like recently,
Lowest to highest in terms of interest rate?
ma'am?
Okay, so I've seen as low as 5.125, but that really has to do with interest rate buy down. So it's not just your basic rate that you're qualified for, it's buying down the interest rate.
And as far as like the highest you've seen, like you could see as high as like 8% if they don't qualify.
Right. What happens with that is regarding the debt to income ratio is pretty tight at times. So what we're seeing is we're trying to get sellers to give money back towards closing costs, so buyers can get by the interest rate down, so their ratios they can actually qualify for the home.
Okay, so you could still get approved. You just got to make sure you go through that whole process of approval as far as the debt to income, the credit score, and all that good stuff.
Right. So the debt to income, the credit score, those are based on, taxes, insurance, HOA, and it depends on what taxes are, insurance are, and HOA determine what the monthly payment is. So it kind of gets a little bit tricky when there.
That's why they need somebody in your corner to actually go through all that stuff, right?
Hmm.
Nice, nice. Okay, let's switch gear for a little bit. Let's talk about the inventory for new construction. Uh, Gerald, what are you seeing and what are you guys offering right now?
Okay, so I work for Lennar in the Tampa division. And we typically sell anywhere from 70 to 100 homes a week. The company itself has shifted gears from marginal base to pretty much let's just sell what we got, sell as much as we can, buy more land and keep on building. So we have been able to maximize affordability because the company has spent millions of dollars to buy set interest rates. So for example, my par interest rate when a buyer walks in the door, pretty much regardless of what their credit is, as long as we can get them pre-approved, is a 4.5. Now, depending on when the home closes, what kind of incentives that the builder is willing to give in terms of closing costs, I'm able to buy the interest rate down as low as 3.75. So what that does is, for example, you take a home that's maybe 250 at let's just say a 6.5% interest rate, right? Let's just say that payment would be I don't know, let's just say the payment would be $2,200. What Lennar is offering in some of the builders, I can sell a buyer a house that's 300,000 or maybe even 320 at a 4.5 or a 3.75, and they'll have that same payment or possibly even lower in a brand new house that has a warranty. So also what I can do for people who don't have a lot of money, most people don't have a lot of money right now. If they walk in the door and they need some help, we can pay all their closing costs. We have down payment assistance programs where I've gotten buyers into a home for $1,000. So the builder right now is giving a lot of affordability back into the market, but it's not helping the resale side. It's making it quite tough for the resale side.
I'm like, I need a new home.
Yeah, praise the God. I'm at number 10 this month. I done sold 10 this month.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, okay, okay. And of course, buyers love new home. You get warranties, no repair, and you don't have to worry about the cost of moving in. You got to replace a new AC or anything, right?
That is correct. And to touch on some more of what Arlene said, like it depends on the buyer. Like it also depends on what loan type they're getting. So when I say 3.75, that's going to be with FHA. For those of you on the call that don't know what FHA is, that's a government sponsored loan. It allows it allows for lower interest rates, but it also allows the seller to give more closing costs towards the purchase up to 6%. So that's helping buyers who do not have much money. There's another loan type for veterans called VA. That is a 0% down loan, but there's also always closing costs. So when a VA buyer walks in the door, it's like, look, man, I'm gonna get you in the house with nothing. Oh, the builder is gonna pay all your closing costs, and then you just gonna pay your payment in 2 months.
Wow, no. Yeah, I'm gonna need a new house, man. We gotta talk. My house is used. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, let's switch it up a little bit for the resale side. Angela, or the sellers still, pricing really high, and how long are you're seeing things on the market?
Well, it really depends on exactly what they're selling. You do have the lower cost investment fixer-uppers that are still way undervalued and they're still flying off the shelves. But on a regular run-of-the-mill 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, it is a buyer's market. So the sellers are seeing that they firsthand, that they're really having to do a lot of price reductions, also include closing costs, rate buy downs, things like that. It's not a seller's market anymore, and they're finding out the hard way. A couple of things is the ones that are actually selling are still the ones that would be an investment. So if they're in an Airbnb-able location where they can do short-term rentals, and if they have a pool, if they're closer to like the beaches but non-flood zones, those things are helping, and we're seeing those inventory move quicker than others. I have several listings that are just sitting. It doesn't matter how many price reductions we're doing, they're just sitting.
And I think, Angela, you offer a nice resale price, right? What's your
I
resale
do,
listing
yes.
price?
Listing, yes, I am the 1% listing agent. I list for 1% on the listing commission side to help sellers keep their equity in their pockets, and I make up in volume.
Nice. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, switching gear real quick to the recent lawsuit with NAR and the settlement that happened in August. So now buyer's agent must have a written agreement before you start showing. And then now the MLS, you cannot put an actual commission on the MLS. So what does this mean for you, Angela? You work with an actual buyer. So say, for example, a buyer walk in your door right now from, start to getting your commission. How would you handle that?
Well, I do give an overview of the changes and specify them. And in actuality, it's different, but it's somewhat the same. I just kind of explained it to how when they would offer a commission, let's say that we would go ahead and sign a listing agreement for X%. Well, beforehand, we would split that. So X%, I would get half. And if another agent is bringing the buyer and they're doing half the work, then they would get the other half. Now with the new lawsuit, it's not, I guess, being represented like that. And commissions have always been negotiable, always since day one. So now it's just more transparency. And if you just sit there and talk them through the stages, they sort of see that the concept really hasn't changed, and it is beneficial to, I guess, not really fix what wasn't broken. So they see the value in still offering a compensation to a buyer's agent, and usually have no issues doing so.
And how are you attacking when when a buyer comes in and says, "Hey, I got you a client."
Um,
Gerald,
when a buyer comes in?
yeah, no, Gerald, Gerald. So what are you
Oh,
doing?
Gerald. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, well, what are you doing for new construction? Somebody walks in and says, "I got a buyer for one of your new lovely homes."
oh, we paying 3%.
Paying three
So,
percent.
Angela, get them to me. I'm like Jaws. They ain't coming out. They is not coming out that room.
Honestly, I don't know how I can compete with you because y'all are paying all of the closing costs, all of the back end fees, and brand new construction.
I'm taking $250 deposits on some of these deals. They'll have to get me the rest in 2 weeks, but they not coming out that room. So get them to me,
Hey,
Angela.
actually, I might have one for you.
Get them to me. You can get them to me. You ain't, we develop a relationship. You ain't even got to bring them out there. Send them to me. Let me close them, and you get your 3%.
Oh, I
Yeah, we
like
have a
that.
builder over here on my side of town. They're giving designer furniture to the buyers.
What?
Wow.
25,000 in closing costs, up to 5% for interest rate buy down and designer furniture.
Wow.
Wow.
And it's what are those like high price point homes?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
from
I mean, we're giving
from
away
from
cartons of
town
eggs over here.
from
Yeah.
townhomes to about maybe 800,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, are you seeing, Arlene, are you seeing any buyers or asking for maybe sellers to pay commissions or something like that, or through the lending side, or how does that work? Are you seeing any of that?
Really, I think even though we have the new rule where buyers are responsible for their commission, I think sellers are still paying the buyer's agent commission. So I really haven't seen a lot of that.
And I think Angela made a good point. Nothing really changed. So since day one, when I, started my brokerage, since day one, the X amount that I get for listing the house, that's my money. Okay. Whatever I want to split with the buyer, that's between me and the buyer's agent to say, hey, I'm willing to give you 1.5 out of that percent, or I'm willing to give you 2.5. That's really up to me. I don't really have a rule or requirement to say I need to give them that. So like Angela just mentioned, yeah, it's always been negotiable. It's kind of just the same. We just have to give a lot of disclosure up front. Now that's really the only thing is just the disclosure, but everything else kind of like stay the same. So no, I love that. I love that. Okay, let's close with some quick takes. And feel free to mention something after you guys. So for the lender side, you want to get approved early. Rates move fast, and you need a real number, not an actual estimate. For the new home, don't overlook those builder deals Gerald mentioned. Many are better than the resale price that you're actually getting. And as far as a listing agent, price right the first time, overpricing killed the momentum. I actually saw a house in my neighborhood. I think it was originally listed for $500,000. Within like a month, it went down to 435, and then now it's like 395. So it's like, buyers are looking at that and seeing like, wait a minute, there's something wrong. So I try to, advise everybody, just try to price it right the first time. Do the apple to orange on Zillow, because the buyers are looking at all of these stuff. So, if you're not looking at the apples and the orange online on Zillow or realtors.com, you're going to overprice your place, and then it's going to stay on the market. And of course, use somebody like Angela, like 1%. That is amazing. I would never do that. I'm sorry.
So I wanted to add a little bit, Mac, regarding interest rate.
Yep, go ahead.
We have a few lenders came out with some new programs, and you don't have to verify income. It's for primary residence, second home, and the investment DCSR has been out there for a while. That was that was no verification, but now we have seen a few no verification for primary residence and second home. Credit scores are like 660 required, and interest rate is somewhere between 8 and 9%.
Wow. Nice. Okay. Um, that's great for these lovely investors out there too, to be able to work these deals. Okay. Anyone else have any last thoughts, Gerald, Angela?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, just to piggyback off of what you said about pricing it right. So I work with a couple realtors that when they sell the home, they always bring the buyer to me, and we do what's called a home to sell contingency. And I always tell them, I'm like, listen, what are you going to price this at before I even take this contingency? Like, let's pull some comps and let's be realistic about what are you going to price it at. Another option for sellers as well, and then the realtor can still get paid also, is like open door. Open door tends to give a lower value, but they can close quickly.
Got you. Yeah, I think I've had some open door deals. And yes, they do close. I mean, these guys were, investors, and they have the cash, right? Cash now. You don't have to worry about, going through a virus with finance and all that good stuff. Um, okay. Gerald, tell the folks where they can get in contact with you.
They can contact me at my number, 813-616-0067. They can also contact me at my name, Gerald.Bowman@lennar.com. We have 25 communities in the Tampa Bay area. I got townhomes starting at 230. I got townhome starting at 230, payments 1,900 to 2,000, $1,000 out of pocket, or 8,700 out of pocket if they want to put 3.5% down. I got luxury product too. Um, get in contact with me. Realtors too, get in contact with me. The easiest 3% you'll get in your life.
Uh,
I love that.
I know.
I'll send the post.
I love
Easy,
that. I'm gonna send them all to you.
easy.
All right, Angela, how can the folks get in contact with you?
You can reach me at 727-520-2157 or email Angie is my realtor at gmail.com. Pretty easy. Again, I do list for 1% on the listing commission side. That includes professional photography and full service. I do all of it. You won't be disappointed.
Arlene, how can the folks get in contact with you?
I can be reached at 954-675-9460. And I can also be reached by email, Arlene at coasttocoastml.com.
Fun fact about Arlene, she also does like some vacant lots too, right, Arlene? You love vacant
I do
property?
vacant lot sales all over Florida. Just a touch on some of the areas. I sell in Lehigh Acres, Ocala, Palm Bay, Port St. Lucie, uh, Northport, Punta Gorda, pretty much in a lot of different areas in Florida. I also do lot acquisitions for small builders who are looking to build on, on land. So I do some of that. I'm also a real estate broker. So I do real estate and mortgages. I am in the Port St. Lucie area. So I'm in South Florida. I'm not on the Tampa side of town like you guys.
Okay.
Arlene, go ahead and put your information in the chat for me as we close here, so I can show the lovely folks here. Well, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. If the lovely folks of YouTube and the podcast find this very helpful, please subscribe, drop a comment. So whether you're a buyer, seller, a pro, we have all the guests here to help you guys out. So you guys stay safe and thank you for joining me. Okay.
All right. Appreciate it, Matt.
You
Thank
got
you for
it.
having me.
All
You
right.
got it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a good one.